Welcome back to channel. Before optics and polymer frames, before rails and red dots, there was steel, there was walnut, there was craftsmanship. These weren't mass-produced tools. They were hand-fitted machines, built with precision, built for war, built to shape history. From the American frontier, to the trenches of World War I, to the beaches of Normandy. Today, we enter the age of steel and smoke. Let's begin. Revolvers of the Frontier. Colt Single Action Army, 1873. When people think of the Wild West, they think of this. The Colt Single Action Army, the Peacemaker. Adopted by the U.S. Army in 1873. Chambered in .45 Colt. It became the sidearm of cavalry troops, lawmen, ranchers, and outlaws. Simple design. Single action trigger. 6 rounds of raw frontier authority. It wasn't just reliable, it was iconic. Its influence is so powerful that it is still manufactured today. Smith & Wesson Schofield, 1875. Unlike the Colt, the Schofield featured a top brake design, allowing much faster reloads. Cavalry units favored it because soldiers could reload on horseback using one hand. Though it never replaced the Colt completely, it was mechanically ahead of its time. It showed that speed in reloading was becoming critical. Webley Mk4, .455. Across the Atlantic, Britain adopted the Webley revolver. Heavy. Powerful. Built for trench warfare. In World War I, British officers carried this massive .455 caliber revolver into the mud of Europe. It wasn't elegant, it was brutal and effective. Early semi-automatic pistols. Mauser C96, 1896. Recognizable by its broom handle, grip and internal magazine. One of the first successful semi-automatic pistols in history. Used in multiple wars and even by Winston Churchill. Its futuristic look made it legendary. Luger P08, 1900. Perhaps the most iconic German pistol ever made. Precision engineering. Distinct toggle lock action. Used heavily in World War I and World War II. Collectors today prize it for its craftsmanship and history. Colt M1911, 1911. Designed by John Browning. Adopted by the U.S. military in 1911 and served through both World Wars. Powerful .45 ACP cartridge. Over 100 years later, it's still in service in some units. Few firearms have matched its longevity. Browning High Power, 1935. One of the first high-capacity 9mm pistols. Used by over 50 countries worldwide. Served on both sides during World War II. A revolutionary design that influenced modern handguns. The shift to semi-automatic fire. The battlefield was changing. Speed was becoming everything. M1 Garand, 1936. America's first standard-issue semi-automatic rifle. 8-round N-block clip. Faster firepower than any standard bolt-action of its time. General Patton famously called it the greatest battle implement ever devised. It gave U.S. infantry a major advantage during World War II. SVT-40, 1940. Soviet semi-automatic rifle. Advanced and lightweight for its era. But complex manufacturing made mass production difficult. Still, it signaled the future of infantry weapons. STG-44, 1944. Often considered the first true assault rifle. Intermediate cartridge. Selective fire capability. The concept of a lightweight automatic rifle for infantry was born here. Its design heavily influenced future rifles worldwide. Submachine guns and close-quarter war.
Take that position!
Modern urban warfare required compact automatic weapons.
Right.
Thompson M1928. The Tommy gun. Heavy, .45 caliber firepower. Used by U.S. forces and became legendary in American history. Recognizable drum magazine and iconic design. MP40. German World War II submachine gun. Lightweight and controllable. Designed for mobility and close combat. PPSH 41. Soviet submachine gun with high rate of fire. Drum magazine holding massive capacity. Ideal for brutal urban combat on the Eastern Front. Shotguns and lever-action legends. Winchester Model 1897. Used in World War I trench warfare. Feared for close-quarters effectiveness. The U.S. trench gun became infamous. Winchester Model 1873. The gun that won the West. A symbol of American expansion and frontier survival. Henry Rifle, 1860. One of the first successful repeating rifles. Used during the American Civil War. Changed the concept of battlefield firepower. Legacy of steel. These firearms were more than weapons. They were technological milestones. They represent eras of expansion, global conflict, and industrial revolution. They remind us how engineering evolves through history. From the frontier revolver to the birth of the assault rifle. This was the age of steel and walnut. And without these vintage firearms, modern weapons would not exist. If you appreciate military history and iconic weapon design, subscribe to Arsenal Vault. Because history isn't just written in ink. Sometimes, it's forged in steel.